Hello, Eric Greenwater here. If you're interested, I just really enjoy Virginia blends, the most classic tobacco, the original from what I understand, or the closest to the original. The good thing, there's a local pipe shop, local brick and mortar that has a really good Virginia blend. Man, it's good. It's not not a ton of flavor. Virginias are more mild, but they just have just the slight sweetness to it. It's just really good. Sometimes I like a little Perique in there. I like other things. I like some English blends as well, but man, Virginia blends, that's where it's at for me. Well, what I want to talk about is I was kind of listening to something about I was listening to the Michael Knowles show from Daily Wire, and he had someone who had a question about getting out of the friend zone. He was a guy trying to get back into dating, and he was wanting to get out of the friend zone, right? And Michael Knowles' answer was all right. There were some points that I definitely agreed with, but I mean, he was just answering it quick, so I want to give a little bit more time to it, because there's definitely guys out there. We've all been there. I've been there, so I'm talking from experience. How do I get out of the friend zone? Well, first, let's talk about what is the friend zone, because it's different than genuine friendship, right? Especially when you're single, it is good and healthy to be friends with the opposite sex, and it's okay even if you're married to have some friendship with people of the opposite sex, but mostly it should be your spouse. And hopefully, your spouse, your wife, can be friends with other wives, and you're friends with the husband, and y'all have mutual friendship, and so there's a good, healthy friendship between everyone. And I'm very thankful that we have other families that we are friends with that way, where there's a deeper bond between me and the other husband, a brotherly friendship, and our wives have a true friendship as well, and it's a beautiful thing. And I want to speak to that some more later. But what about the young man? And most of us men have been there who have ever dated, who get in the friend zone. And so genuine friendship is good. And I was friends with my wife, genuinely true. We were in the same friend group, and so we were friendly for 6 months. And we got to know each other as friends, and I wasn't even trying to date her. Now, part of that was because I was coming out of a friend zone relationship. And, oh man. And, God used it maybe to prepare me for a true relationship. But I do not suggest the friend zone for any man. So the friend zone is different from true friendship, genuine friendship, when it is used by either party, by either sex in the relationship, to block intimacy, to block, and not physical intimacy, that for sure, but to block emotional intimacy, to put a kibosh on growing in relationship. And this tends to be from the female, from the women, especially in Christian circles. It is rife, and and sometimes it can be good. So there's multiple things. So a friend being in the friend zone is this zone of, I don't mind talking to you, I don't mind your presence, but that's as far as it goes. Okay. No guy likes being there when he wants more than that. He wants to pursue relationship with someone. And now I'm going to make this as a caveat. There are times it is good and healthy for a woman to see that she is worth pursuing. And so if she initially puts up, kind of a test, says no. Well, most girls that are healthy and think have the right kind of self-confidence and know that they're worth something, will at some point in the relationship question it, or challenge the relationship, and there's a healthy side to that. My wife did that to me after we started dating. There was this early, we were in the relationship, and there was even a weird thing where she didn't want to be called, she didn't want the label boyfriend and girlfriend for a little while, but it wasn't quite friend zone. I knew what friend zone was. She wasn't saying let's not pursue relationships. She was like, let's just not put titles on it, which was like, whatever. And then there was also like, I'm not sure, and that's okay, right? And we got through that. I continued to pursue, and when I would push in pursuit in a healthy way, she responded, and she was like, I still like this guy. I'm gonna let it happen. But the friend zone is not. You don't want to stay in the friend zone. And usually my advice is this. Even if you really like this girl and you really want to pursue a relationship with her, and you've told her how you feel, she says, let's just be friends. Sometimes it's let's just be friends and there's no time on it. It's not, well, let's try to be friends for a period of time and then we'll see after that. Hey, when there's a window like that where, hey, I want to go slow and I want to learn how to be together in a friendly way without going too deep for a time, so that later we can maybe that's different than the true friend zone. But the friend zone of, I want to put you in this place and I'm in charge of the relationship and you can't go any further and there's no end in sight of that. Get out of it. Get out of it. That is genuinely my response. Because that's the test back at her. Just be like, okay, well, that's not worth it to me. It's not. Be honest. Be like, I don't want that. I don't want to just be your friend. I want to be friends. I want to have genuine enjoyment of your presence. I want to be around you, and not just for my own pleasure. But I don't want to just be friends. I want to pursue a relationship. I want to be serious. I want to be an adult. I want to pursue possibly marrying someone. And it may like, I may not be ready to marry you. I want to pursue it with genuine honesty, and I really like you, and I want to get to know you, and I'd like to see where things go. And if they're not willing to do that, if they're not willing to meet you in that same place, say, well, I'm not going to hang around you if we're just going to be friends. Not one-on-one. Okay, if we're friends and you just keep being in the same friend group and that's fine. I'm not going to tell you to go away. But you got to be honest and be like, no, I don't want to just be friends. I'm not going to play that game. It's a game, and it's immature, and it's silly, and don't play it. Because maybe there is someone else. And if you don't ever get to that place and get the courage to be honest with your own heart, it's either going to lead nowhere and you're going to be wasting your time, or the worst thing is it's going to create a weird codependence where she's driving the boat and you're not doing it together. You're not meeting each other in mutual relationship, and you're just being passive. Don't be passive, right? Don't be overbearing. Don't be a jerk, right? I'm not talking about guys that are out there just trying to get some tail. If you find yourself in the friend zone, walk away and then see what she does. See how she responds. Because maybe she's happy with that situation. That's what she actually really wants. And maybe that's what you really need, even though it hurts. Is that there's nothing there really. You're just attracted to this person. And it's okay to be attracted to people. Right? And maybe it's not the right time. Maybe she's not in the right place. Whatever. Right? But go about your life and pursue being the best person you can be. But don't be so desperate to be around a female that you're willing to be put in the friend zone where nothing's ever going to happen. That's not good for you. That's not good for her. And like this guy that was asking Michael Knowles the question, part of it is out of this fear of I'm never gonna find anyone if I don't, hold on desperately to what I do have with this girl. But if what you have is not something that will lead to marriage and lead to equal covenant of two people coming together, brother, get out of it. And then on the other end, the other thing to do is learn and grow as a human being. Learn and pursue to be a man who is worthy of marrying. Learn to be good friends with people. Learn to have healthy relationships. Right? Learn what real friendship is with people. Right? And that's mostly not with the opposite sex. If you don't have good brothers in the Lord, you don't have good friendships with other guys. You just need to grow in learning how to relate to other human beings first. Right? And you do that through real community. You don't do it online. That's the other thing. Get away from online. Just get off of the media. Get off of social media. Not saying delete it. Maybe you should. Maybe take a break from it. But get around people. Right? And I don't mean go out to the bars. Go to church. Find a church where people are coming together regularly. Find brothers in the Lord to run with. And then also pursue relationship and friendship with married people. Find a man who is married, right? And learn through osmosis from being around that person. Learn the things that he can't even say, because not even every married guy can just tell you what he's doing, but he's obviously doing things that worked. He got married. He's got kids. He's maybe not perfect, but he's something healthy's going on, and you can learn from them. And it can be someone you're even near your age, and also learn from older married people. But you need to be around people that you can shake their hands and give them hugs and look them in the eye. Because if you're gonna get married, you're gonna have to do that, right? On another level, you're gonna be able to touch each other, look at each other, kiss each other, and know how to do that in a healthy way. And learn how to have healthy relationships, right? Where you're not just seeking self-affirmation and just seeking pleasure that someone else can give you, because that's I call that emotional vampirism. Right? Don't want to be that way, and be honest with yourself if you're stuck in that place where you don't know how to have relationships with people. If you don't know how to have friends, genuine friends, then you're not going to be able to discern that you're in this friend zone that you want to get out of. You don't know where those lines are. You don't know how to navigate being around another human being. Learn how to be around people, how to be a good friend to someone, how to give up what you want to do and help them out. Then you're going to be set up to get into a deeper personal relationship. Right? Learn how to be around other guys that can build you up and encourage you, and then through that you're in these groups where guys and girls want to be together, and you'll learn how to have healthy relationships with your own sex and the opposite sex. It will only lead to good things. Because even if you get married, you want to have community. You want to have healthy friendships with people. So when it comes down to get out of the friend zone and learn how to be a real friend. Learn how to be a real person. How to be around people. Right? But don't play games. Don't play weird games. And gals, do not put the guy in a friend zone. Don't say, well, let's just be friends. Just be honest. Like, I don't think about you that way. And if you're not sure, but you do enjoy that person, and you want it to slow down, and you do want to just learn to be friends, you can say, it's not like, we're not saying the word friend is bad. Just be honest. Be like, well, I want to be friends first. And say, but be honest. Be like, yeah, I'm willing to explore something further, but I'm not ready. I'm not there yet. But I could be. I'm open to it when it comes, because that's different. Even though it's talking like that leads to a friend zone. But when you put up, you're saying, oh, let's just be friends, but you don't mean it, that's disrespectful. Because you don't want to hurt somebody. I get it. You don't want to hurt this guy's heart. You think you're being nice. You're not. You're being disrespectful. You're hurting them and you're hurting yourself. You're hurting what could be. And if there's nothing to be, and if you're totally not interested, just be like, I'm sorry, I'm just not interested. I don't see it. And if that guy really thinks there's something there, he might keep coming a little bit. And if the guy, just be honest with your heart. Girls, you're not honest with your hearts either. Nobody is. All human beings aren't honest. But know that guys hear things different. You think you're being nice by saying, let's be friends, when he wants more than friendship. He wants to pursue what could be more than friendship. And if he wants that and you don't want that, you just need to be honest. If you're not sure, but you could be honest. Be like, well, I don't know. That's what it comes down to. But guys, if you're in the friend zone, get out. And girls, just don't play that game. That is not healthy. At the same time, with girls, don't have such a perfectionist standard that no guy can ever meet it, and then complain, I can't meet any good guys. There's decent guys out there, but there's no perfect guys. They don't exist. Guess what, guys and girls? The opposite sex will bamboozle you. They will confuse you. They will never think the way you think. They're not built the way you are, right? All this baloney in the culture that thinks men and women are basically the same and they're interchangeable, that is a total farce. No, we are not the same, and that's by God's design. They complement each other. We see things that the other don't see, right? Genuinely, the guy, when he's a man, will be more bold and he will take risks. And you want a guy that will take risks, right? And that's relationally. The guy who will take no and go, let me rethink, and then I'm going to come again because it seems to be worth it. I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to be emotionally vulnerable and put myself out there again. I'm like, well, you said no before, but I still think there might be something there. Pay attention to that. Consider it. Well, if this guy's willing to stretch himself, maybe he's worth listening to. Maybe he's worth spending time with. Right? Even if he doesn't seem to fit your imaginary list of what you want. Maybe there's something there, right? Obviously, this happens. People still getting married. But there's a lot of people, they're not getting together because they're being goofy about relationships. You need to quit it, right? And guys, quit watching porn. Quit just trying to object. You don't realize maybe you're objectifying her and she can just smell it on you. It's obvious that you want one thing. And girls, you're doing the right thing and saying, nope, you clearly want one thing and I'm not giving it. Good. Keep doing that part. But the other thing with that too is when you're in relationships, pursue that person, relationship with that person, true, genuine friendship that might lead to a deeper friendship, right? It's good. A deeper friendship, that's what marriage is a deep, covenant, binding friendship. It's good. That's what we want with the Lord as well. comes with being genuine and honest and choosing the other over ourselves. But sometimes guys and even girls will date someone because we like the idea of marriage. We're just so desperate to be in a relationship. This is just someone who's willing to talk to me, and so I like the idea of them. But you're pursuing this nebulous fantasy, and you're not actually talking to the person and just getting to know them. And you may not see that there's any other fish in the sea, but hey, they're there. It may not be where you are at. You can go somewhere else. Find them. They're there. You're not stuck in the desert. You're not living in Antarctica. If there's no girls going to your church, find a church that there's women going to. Maybe not. Maybe you know you're in the right place, and go on Sunday mornings, but go find some other church that has other events where you might find someone else. You know, who knows? And that's all right. There are brothers and sisters in the Lord. Doesn't have to be in your church. It's okay to diversify your friendships. It's okay to have friends and relationship with people that are Christians that have different theology than you, right? As long as you're agreed on the essentials. My best friend, he don't go to my church. He lives in another state, and we don't have the exact same theology about things, but we love the Lord the same. We love Jesus with the same zeal, and that's what matters. You don't feel called to celibacy, you feel called to relationship, you've got to pursue people. And just pursue people for who they are. Learn to love people because they're people. Right? Learn to be friends with your fellow human being. And then maybe you'll be set up to be in a healthy relationship with one person. Deeper than you have with anybody else. Because if you don't know how to be friends with another person, especially a friend of the same gender that you are, right? That you naturally understand each other better. If you don't know how to have a healthy relationship there, you sure won't be able to have a healthy relationship with the opposite sex when y'all coming from two different directions. Learn to be a friend. A true friend. And you won't get in the friend zone, and you won't play around in the friend zone. But if you're out there and you're like, I don't have any friends, well, you got to be a friend to get friends. You got to be friendly to get friends. Don't make it all their fault. You cross the room and say hello, right? I moved to where I was, and I got in a community, and people were like, oh, it's hard to get in a community there, because it was transitory. A lot of people were coming and going. But people that didn't have good friendships was because they weren't willing to cross the room and say hello to the other person. And then they blamed them for not coming to say hello to them, even though they're in the same boat. Be friendly. Put yourself out there. Help people out. Seek their betterment. And then they'll be able to help you when you're in need. And this will help you become a better person, a better human being. You'll grow a relationship with God. Grow in relationship with the bridegroom, and you'll learn to be a bridegroom. because to be a good bridegroom, to be a good husband, you've got to lay down your life as Christ laid down his life for the church. If you don't know how to do that, if that doesn't become part of your pursuit of life, you're not. It wouldn't be good for you to be in a relationship. And there's a whole lot of people that they get married for the wrong reasons, and sometimes you learn it in the midst of that. But you've got to lay down your life for others in little ways, so that you can do it in a big way in a marriage. Well, if someone hears that and that helps them out, great. Praise God. Those are lessons I have learned through life. May it help you. Well, may the Lord shine his face upon you. May he give you his shalom. May you grow in relationship with him. May the shining face of Christ shine upon you.